Hello, good morning. So since few weeks we are studying basic terminologies of homeopathic mathematics. I'm again repeating why I am focusing on this basic terminologies because once you understand these basic terminologies of homeopathic mathematics, once you get it very crystal clear in your mind, you can easily study homeopathic mathematics on your own because there are so many books on the homeopathic mathematics which suits to your style, but there is unfortunately no book is there which deals about all these basics of homeopathic mathematics which we are dealing. I think since 1 month, 11 August, today is 17 September. So 1 month, that's 221 lectures I have just conducted in the basic terminologies or basics of homeopathic mathematics. So today we will see a few more important terminologies like constitution, temperament, diathesis, and disposition. Now, these four terms are very important as far as the study of homeopathic mathematics is considered. Because if you remember what a remedy has what type of constitution, a remedy has what type of temperament, diathesis, disposition, it will be very easy to write down the drug picture in your exams, and rather than the exams you will be able to study that remedy in a very nutshell, or you can revise it just by remembering the constitution, temperament, diathesis, and disposition of a specific remedy. You can remember even the 50%, or even the 40% of that mathematical of a drug. So we will first study the first terminology, constitution. Now this word constitution is used in homeopathy with various subjects in your syllabus. So there are multifaceted use of this terminology, constitution. It is not a single use of this terminology, constitution. The various subjects like organ of medicine, homeopathic mathematics, they are using this terminology in a different context, in a different way, and with respect to the various different concepts, they also use this terminology. So in this lecture, we'll first see the constitution with respect to homeopathic mathematics. Now, in the organ of medicine, there is a huge philosophy which is related with this constitution of patients, how that is to be found in a patient, how it is to be treated, what are the various factors involved in the development of constitution. Then this word constitution is also related with the concept of health and disease. There are few lectures of philosophy on this term constitution, and that I will not go into the detail. Whenever you will go into the respective year, that respective teachers will take this understanding of this word constitution. And then this word constitution is also used in the practice of medicine. Uh, the practice of medicine is also subject in your second year. So this practice of medicine subject also uses this terminology with respect to ectomorph constitution, with respect to endomorph constitution, or mesomorph constitution. Just to give a short introduction, the ectomorph constitution, endomorph, mesomorph, they are related with the type of body type. what type of height, what type of musculature, and what type of fat deposition a person has, depending upon height, fat deposition, build of muscle, and development of bone. The three types of body types or three types of constitutions are identified in the practice of medicine. Like ectomorph is a lean person with less muscles. Then endomorph is a average lean build, is neither thin, neither strong, with less or with a moderate development of bone. Then mesomorph is the well musculature, well height, well bone, and also well height. So this is just to give a brief introduction about these three terms which are used in the medicine. We will focus on this in Matra Medica or in homeopathic Matra Medica, how this term is basically used and how it is helping us in the study of materia medica. So we'll first understand the dictionary meaning of this term. Now the dictionary meaning of this term is only limited up to the physical makeup. It is up to the physical makeup. Makeup, don't take this word makeup in the sense of Bollywood or beauty parlor. It is not that makeup which you do before going to functions, any special functions, but it is the physical appearance. It is a physical build-up of a person. So the word constitution in the dictionary, it has only this limited meaning. And if we take a review of this term in the history of medicine, that various persons in the history of medicine has tried to identify certain types of constitution. The various individuals like Redmacher, Grugwol, they have identified, or even the Hahnemann has tried to find out certain kind of, they have done a lot of observations on various patients, and after the analysis of the various patients, they have found out that certain type of individuals are having more tendency to develop a particular disease. Again, the repeating, if we look in the history, stalwarts like Hippocrates, Hahnemann, Grugwol, Redmacher, even this concept is also there in the Greek medicine, that they have also identified certain tendencies in certain type of individuals to develop a particular disease. For example, the lean person will have more tendencies towards the development of some specific diseases. Screen sharing, I think I stopped. So in the history of medicine, this word constitution has attracted attention right from the Greek medicine up to the Hahnemannian philosophy, or even up to the homeopathic persons, and they have found out there are certain tendencies seen in certain type of individuals in the particular diseases, and so they have upgraded the use of this term constitution. Not merely it should be used in this limited sense of physical appearance or the physical makeup, but they have started using this term with respect to these tendencies of particular diseases in certain individual. And Constantine Hering, you remember the name of the book written by Constantine Hering? Constantine Hering has written book like book The Hering Guiding Symptoms of Our Materia Medica, or The Guiding Symptoms of Our Materia Medica by Constantine Hering. Now, it was the first applied Materia Medica in that sense, because up to the time of this guiding symptoms of our Materia Medica, whatever was said by the prover is only recorded in the Materia Medica. But with the evolution of Constantine Hering in the field of Materia Medica, he has also started giving some additional information. He has used this information available in the other system of medicine, certain other concepts, and he has used these other concepts in the homeopathic Materia Medica, and he has rampantly used this term constitution in his Hering Guiding Symptom of in his the name, actually the name is The Guiding Symptoms of Our Materia Medica by Constantine Hering. So it is usually called as Hering's Guiding Symptom of Our Materia Medica. He has written one more book, The Condensed Materia Medica. And in these two books, Dr. Constantine Hering has also extended the use of this term constitution not only up to the physical makeup, but he has used these terms in relation to various other things. And later on, this, as you may not be knowing, that Allen's keynote is just again a concise version, or it is again based upon the Constantine Hering's condensed Materia Medica. So whatever was used by Constantine Hering, it was used later on by Dr. S.C. Allen in his keynote. So Dr. S.C. Allen has also started using this terminologies while giving keynote, not only limited for physical makeup, but with respect to the certain other things that we will see. The word constitution is related with what other concepts. And in the homeopathy, there was one great scientist, Dr. Grugwald. He has identified that certain excess or deficiency of certain elements in the tissues and blood, if we observe these deficiencies or excess, it was his hypothesis that this excess or deficiencies give rise to certain type of disease tendency in certain type of individual. And after a careful study of this excess or deficiency of certain elements in certain type of individual, he has given 3 types of constitutions. And this theory of Grugwald with respect to these types of constitution is very much useful. It is very much emphasized in the homeopathic Materia Medica. Even it is a very common question in your oral examination. It is a very common question, even up to the final year Materia Medica. Write a short note on Grugwald's constitution. So we will first see this Grugwald's constitution, but to summarize this, the constitution is not only the term which is used with respect to the physical makeup. The various authors have started using this term constitution with few more contexts, and the one context is Dr. Grugwald, and that first we will see what are the 3 types of constitutions which are identified by Dr. Grugwald. So there are, according to Grugwald, there are basically 3 types of constitution. One is a carbo-nitrogennoid, hydrogenoid, and oxygenoid. we'll see it again. And there is a one book written by Dr. J.H. Clark, Gregor's Constitution with respect to homeopathic materia medica, and in that we find details about this constitution. And in that, if we go through that book, now this Dr. Gravol has differentiated these three types of constitution depending upon which chemical element is excess or deficient, what is the appearance of that person, what are the general aggravation and amelioration of this type of constitution, and what miasm is prominently seen in this type of constitution, and what are the important remedy types which are similar to this specific type of constitution. So with this five important attributes, Dr. Gravol has described these three constitutions. So I have just presented it in the form of comparison, and this comparison is with respect to this. So these three types Dr. Gravol has given in the detail. So we'll see one by one, and we can at the same time we will compare these three types of constitution. Remember, it is very important in exam, and it is also important in study of homeopathic materia medica. So depending upon the chemical, the oxygenoid. So oxygenoid itself suggests what? It is something related with oxygen. So this constitution, oxygenoid constitution, is mainly related with excess of oxygen, and whatever the tendencies which are observed in that person, the disease tendency, they are related with this excess of oxygen in the blood and tissue. And the physical appearance of this person, usually these persons are very thin, and these persons usually show complaints when, and these complaints are aggravated in the foggy weather. And why in the foggy weather? The explanation is given because in the foggy weather there is more of oxygen. It contains ozone, and that ozone is, we know from the knowledge of chemistry, it is O3. So it is again excess of oxygen is in the atmosphere is causing complaint to this oxygenoid constitution, and this constitution personalities are better in a weather which is rich in nitrogen and carbon, and these are better by taking rest, and better by taking some kind of food. And the miasm, the Hahnemann's miasm, which is similar to this oxygenoid constitution, is syphilis. And the prominent remedy type which is mentioned by Dr. Gravol is that if you read the symptoms of homeopathic remedy Kali Ayod, the most of these Kali Ayod symptoms and the oxygenoid constitution symptoms are very same. And further, Dr. Gravol suggests that if you want to treat this oxygenoid type of constitution, you can treat successfully this oxygenoid type of constitution by administering few doses of Kali Ayod. Then the second type of constitution is carbonitrogenoid type of constitution. I think there is a spelling mistake. Carbonitro is Nitro, carbonitrogenoid. So as the name in itself suggests, it has carbon and nitrogen. So whatever the disease tendencies which are observed in this carbonitrogenoid constitution is because of excess of carbon and excess of nitrogen in the blood and in the tissues. And because of this excess of carbon and nitrogen, these individuals or this type of constitution is first obese, and later on, because of this excess of carbon and nitrogen, then they become thin, then they become weightless, their appearance becomes lean and thin. And the aggravations and ameliorations are usually they are aggravated by the rest. Now see, in the oxygenated constitution, it was better by rest. In the carbonitrogenide, it is aggravation by rest. So it is a difference between this oxygenide and carbonitrogenide constitution. And this carbonitrogenide constitutions are usually aggravated by sexual excesses. So the meaning of sexual excesses is that involvement in the sexual act is beyond the normal limit. That means they are constantly indulging themselves in the various sexual thoughts, in the various sexual acts. So that is the meaning of sexual excesses, and this sexual excesses give rise to certain type of disease. Then one more important aggravating factor for this carbonitrogenide is taking excess of salt. You understand, salt? Salt is not referred with respect to that as table salt. Understood? So salt is chemistry salt, not the usual table salt. So whenever they take the food rich in the some kind of sodium, so there is sodium chloride is a one example of salt. Then there is sodium bromide is also salt. So sodium carbonate is also salt. So whenever this salt means what? Na, sodium. Whenever they take the food which is rich in this sodium content, they will develop certain complaints. To give example of food rich in this sodium content is radish, mula, mula. सब लोग खाते हैं. So it is rich in the salt. Then cabbage, flour, these are also rich in their sodium content. So after eating this food, this type of constitution will develop certain diseases. Then one more aggravating factor is blood loss. So any amount of blood loss while hemorrhage or during an accident or during pregnancy or during menses, this blood loss has a profound effect on this carbonitrogenide constitution, and this carbonitrogenide constitution is also aggravated. Confined air means closed air, the air which is present in a closed room. So these are few aggravating and ameliorating factors of carbonitrogenide constitution, which clearly differentiates it from oxygenide constitution. And the Hahnemannian miasm, which is corresponding to this constitution, is a SORA. Now, it was the first contribution of Greville, which he has given, and then later on, the Hahnemann had given the various types of miasm, and it is the comparison made by J.H. Clark. Now this J.H. Clark has made this comparison only for the sake of easy understanding. We can easily relate to the SORA. So the symptoms of SORA are somewhat similar to this carbonitrogenide constitution, and the medicine which is having this type of symptom is argentum nitricum. If you read the symptoms of argentum nitricum, the most of the symptoms of argentum nitricum and carbonitrogenide constitution are matching, and further Greville says that to treat this type of constitution, you must administer few doses of argentum nitricum. And then the third important constitution discussed by this Dr. Gravol is hydrogenoid type of constitution. So as the name suggests, genoid is generation, hydro is related to the hydrogen. And we all know that hydrogen cannot live freely in the atmosphere. It has to be combined with some other element, and the most common element which is seen is the oxygen, and the two elements of hydrogen and one element of oxygen gives rise to water. So excess of hydrogen, it is equal to that of excess of water. So excess of hydrogen in form of water in the blood cell or tissue will give rise more to the such type of personalities, certain diseases. And because of the presence of more water retention in the body, this water also attracts the fat molecules, and finally this persons of this hydrogenoid constitution becomes obese, and usually the obese constitutions, obese appearing persons are usually belonging to this hydrogenoid constitution. Then the aggravating and ameliorating factors are aggravation by cold, aggravation by damp weather, aggravation by rain. Now, why these three factors are aggravating this hydrogenoid constitution? Because when there is a cold, it means there is excess of water, excess of moisture, and that moisture is having hydrogen, is having water. So this hydrogenoid constitution suffers from certain complaints. Then same thing in the damp weather. So damp weather is what? Again, 4 days continuously raining, and then the weather becomes very cold and damp. There is again excess of water which aggravates this hydrogenoid constitution. And rain, again it has a direct connection with water. So these three important weather changes, aggravation in the cold weather, aggravation in the damp weather, aggravation in the rainy weather, is all very important hallmark or very important characteristics of hydrogenoid constitution. Now Dr. Gravol says that whenever you are taking an interview of patient, whenever the patient says that he has certain elements which are aggravated by these three important factors, you must take a note of this, and you must prescribe the remedies which are similar to that of hydrogenoid constitution. And unless you prescribe the remedies which are belonging to this hydrogenoid constitution, there are very less chances of getting cure of that patient. And Dr. Gravol even mentions that it is not only the water in the surrounding, even the patient is residing near the any water source, it will also aggravate. Any food containing maximum amount of water, it will also aggravate this type of constitution. And the Hahnemannian miasm, which is corresponding to this miasm, is psychosis. And the remedy which is similar, the remedy which is very much prominent, is the nitrum sulf. And whenever a patient of this type of hydrogenoid constitution comes, you must treat with this remedies belonging to psychosis miasm, or with this belonging to the nitrum sulf. And do not confuse yourself in the Hahnemannian miasm and this concept of Gravol. So Gravol was the first historically to give this concept, and when later on Dr. Hahnemann evolved the concept of miasm, and then this few homeopathic physicians have just compared this Gravol's constitution and the miasms in homeopathy, and they have come to the conclusion that this hydrogenoid constitution is same like that of psychosis miasm. And the remedy type is natrum sulph. So remember the individual details and also remember the comparison of all these different types of constitution. Now we will see how this study help us, how these terminologies help us in the study of homeopathic materia medica. How this term is used, that we will see in the next slide, how this constitution type is used in the study of homeopathic materia medica. But in the initial slide, we have seen that this term constitution is not only related with disease makeup. There are few more aspects in which Dr. Constantine Hering is using this type of constitution, that in the context related to the blood. So if there is an excess of blood, it is called as plethoric constitution. If the blood is less in that constitution, it is named as an anemic constitution. Then there are certain constitution terminologies which are related with the lymph node. You know that lymphatic system is a one system which is present in the body, comprising of lymphatic drainage, lymphatic system, and it is drained in the lymph node. So the constitutions which are related with the lymph node, there are three words used by Constantine Hering. One is lymphatic constitution, the example is Agnus Castus. Scroculus constitution, example Dulcamara. Strumous constitution, example Apis mellifica. Then there are few more context of this word constitution, is that it is also sometimes related with the strength. So there is one vigorous constitution, example remedies colchicum. Sometimes it is described as a strong constitution, sometimes it is described as a broken down constitution, and in two more contexts this word constitution is used with respect to the disease and with respect to the physical appearance. So with respect to disease, the most common terminology used is tuberculous constitution or consumptive constitution, and the example is malaria officinalis. Sometimes this word constitution is also used with respect to the physical appearance, and the word like flabby constitution is also used, and the examples are Ustilago asterius rubens. So these are the various contexts of the word constitution which are used in the homeopathic materia medica.